we'll be doing, this is the Minecraft education session. Especially if you have any technical issues, please visit to us now. Your IT department can be emailed because some of you may not have the app pushed down. Make sure you let them know. We already had, I've already had 2 students resolving that after they've messaged IT. Okay, I will let me get started. So Minecraft, what exactly is it? Is basically a block-based game, meaning that everything is, the graphics are all in blocks, and everything is built with that structure. Okay, your player will spawn a random landscape, and basically you can do all sorts of things, right? You can even punch trees and craft and build things and basically explore the world that gets generated in Minecraft itself. All right, so it's a exploratory kind of game, but the main thing is because you can build things, all right, you can do a lot, right? You can create a lot. It's very creative as well. We code in MakeCode, right? So because this is tied into Microsoft, Minecraft is using the MakeCode editor. So if you've done Microbit before, okay, it's the exact same thing. If you've done Scratch, okay, you understand how block-based coding works, so forth. And basically we'll connect the codes together, just drag the blocks and then put in appropriate codes so that you can, in this case, in this example, when you type in cats in the chat window, you will spawn the animal, right? The cat animal. Python, you can also do this in Python, all right? Minecraft in Python. You actually have a switch at the top, right? So you can choose between blocks or Python, right? These two here. So you know, feel free to try it out with blocks first, because that's what this class is about. Okay, and then can switch over and see how it's done in Python. And especially if those of you who are curious, or maybe you've had Python experience or something, all right, you can actually try to do this in Python as well. So what is possible? We could be raining chicken, could be creating flower trails. Basically, we could be doing lots of automated kind of commands, all right, because of coding. All right, so that's what we're trying to aim for here, to understand how we can use the power of coding to make cool stuff like this happen. All right, fire it up with Minecraft if you've not already done so. Okay, remember you are logging in with your school account. Get into your settings page and choose the default game mode as creative and press play. Right. Okay, so in your Minecraft world, okay, you'll have controls that can be used, right? You'll notice that at the very top, you've got chat and you've got code, the ability to open up your code, right? So these two on the left and on the right, okay, at the top, okay, what you're going to be interacting with, okay, to get your codes run. On the left, you've got your typical arrows, right? So notice that you can double tap the up arrow to sprint, or the middle button, tap it to crouch, right? If you look at your right hand side, you've got this jump button that you can tap. Double tap it, you'll fly, and once you double tap it, you will get these controls which show a wing, and you can go up or down, basically just hover in the air, right? If you double tap the wing button, you would just drop out from the sky if you were in the sky, and then you would just come down. Okay, so that's how you get these set of controls over here. The inventory bar is at the bottom. Okay, the inventory bar at the bottom allows you to get all sorts of stuff, okay, into to be able to use, because remember, you're in creative mode, so you have access to everything in Minecraft, available in Minecraft. There is the inventory, okay, more specifically, if you tap those 3 dots, okay, you will get access to this bar. And in this mode, you can select you can search with the spyglass or the magnifying glass to see everything that's available. And you're basically going to be able to drag things inside the inventory box, all right, in order to make use of them in the game. So there's this GIF over here, you can see that we're interacting with the world by just tapping the button. And if you hold down the button, you basically can create, holes in the ground. Here's how we're dragging or picking up things in the inventory. You basically tap the item that you want, and then you will tap the inventory box, and then it will appear there. Right, the plus and minus signs that you see there open up submenus of those items. So now that you have an item in your inventory box and you select it, you can then tap on the right button to place the block wherever you are pointing to. And as you move around, you should be able to see a little white highlighted area to mark where you are looking at, and therefore where you are creating that action that you're doing. Okay, so in this case, you're tapping, making holes in the ground. Okay, here again is the picture of the items, right? And the plus signs, as I was saying, open up a sub menu. You press the minus button again, and you will close up that window or that sub window. So you add in that item into the inventory box, face where you want to place it, and then you press the action button. Okay, so that's how we move around. That's how we work in Minecraft, the Minecraft world. Okay, now what we're going to do, okay, is I'm going to get you to practice moving around the world. Okay, if you get stuck, by the way, there is the pause button right in the middle of the top bar. Okay, tap it, and then you can go to save and exit, and you can go and try out the tutorial worlds. Okay, basically when you're in the main menu, right, after you've exited out of here, go to the library, view the library, click on how to play, start here. There are touch controls, tutorials. All right, so you can go through particularly these two tutorials for movement and for place and break, and try it out there, or you could just mess around on your own and try it out. Okay, I'm leaving my audio on so that you can hear me. So what I was doing is I was going to show you on the iPad, all right? And here you can see on my iPad, all right, I've got the controls. So if I go and look down here, okay, I don't have anything in my inventory right now. Okay, and you can see the highlight that appears like right there. If I tap on the area here that I want to touch or that I want to break, you hold, tap and hold. That's how you break it up. Okay. So if I want to flower here, okay, basically I tap where I want to place it. Okay. Or you can make sure the highlight is over the spot that you want it to be in, and then you tap. Okay. So maybe actually it's probably easier if you just tap where you want to place it. On the iPad, you just tap where exactly you want to place it. You can place it pretty far, right? But at other times, you may need to see exactly where you are pointed to. Make sure that you're highlighted there. Okay, and then maybe there's some other action that you need to do. Okay. Let me get this oak wood and place it over here in my inventory box and select it in my inventory box. Okay, and then let's say I want to place the wood. Okay, so I can place it right by simply tapping where I want it to go, and it'll place the block there. Okay. All right. All right, so it's, let me get back to our slides. Okay, let me put this down here. All right, so moving on. The console commands, all right, let's try out these console commands if you haven't done so already. Tap your chat button, okay? The T key or the enter key also works if you're using a keyboard attached to your iPad. And actually, there are all these slash commands that you can use. You can see you can do something to change the survival mode. We are in creative mode, all right? We should be sticking with that. But if you wanted to go to survival mode and you know about Minecraft, right, you can do so as well. You can set the time and day as well as the weather. We'll be making more use of our commands, all right? So don't worry about that. We will especially use the commands to do our coding. But one thing to note as well is that, so I'm in my controls right now. Wait, am I showing you? No, I'm showing you the wrong window. Sorry, hang on. I want to show you in the Minecraft world. Okay. If I go to the chat command, all right, you notice that there is this, at the bottom left, there is the slash button. Okay, if you tap the slash button at the bottom here, you actually get a shortcut. And they are actually going to, for example, give you the command right there. All right, so you can very quickly change it to sunset and press the enter button at the top bottom right corner there. And then you can immediately change like that. Okay. All right, so what I'm saying is that you can tap the slash button at the bottom left corner, and the same chat commands that you saw on the slides, they're actually all there, right? I can change the time to night, and then enter, right? Then I can change the time. So especially if you want to take pictures of your world, you might want to set the temperature, the time, or the weather even, right, to be ideal before you take your screenshot. All right, you do it through your slash commands there. Okay. What other things do we need to know about our game modes? All right. The main thing is in creative mode, you do not die and you fly. Okay. Because survival mode is basically more for the game mode. All right. So let's stick to creative mode so that we can make full use of all the items that are available to us in MakeCode, in Minecraft, as well as be able to fly. Okay, the weather types, as you can see, clear, rainy, and thunder. Particularly take note, if it's rainy and thunder, you could actually get, you know, you get water, right? So you, with thunder, you can get lightning, actually causing things to go in fire, you know, ablaze and stuff like that, right? So make use of those things, right? And just as I said, make sure that when you are recording your video, or even if you're taking a screenshot, right, you can control the weather and time of day. Go ahead and do that. Okay, so now we're going to get into actually building, right? Coding, let's say in Minecraft. So let's go ahead and press the button of the agent. Okay, we call this guy the agent. That's pressing the C key on your keyboard and selecting MakeCode or Microsoft MakeCode as your editor of choice. Okay, you notice that there is a Python option there. All right, if you wanted to code in Python, it's really easy to choose that. Okay, and you do need an internet connection for this to work, because actually everything that we've been doing before this actually can work without an internet connection, assuming that you've already logged in when you're connected into Minecraft. Is that? Let me take my audio off. And exit out. Okay, yeah, it was thundering in my Minecraft world. Sorry about that. All right, and then go and create your new project, make your first coding project. Click on new project and name it whatever you need to. We have the Minecraft, the MakeCode editor. Basically, on the left side, you have all the possible that you could be using, right? On the left-hand side here. And when you click on that, you'll get options of the codes that you want to get. You can just drag it out, or you can tap on it to place it inside the world, inside the scripting area. over here, the workspace, what they call them, right? Take note your screen size, because you are doing this on an iPad, you may have to remain at the default size they give you, because any changes in the sizing may affect showing up the green play button. I don't know whether it actually is a bug anymore, because it used to have a problem like that. Okay, so okay, expanding to full screen, okay, it may actually be a problem because the green button may not show up. Okay, so just take note of that. Okay, let's create this command, right? So we can use on chat. Okay, on chat command, we are selecting typing the word cat inside, and then we are using a spawn animal block, right, which is the purple colored block. All right, so see whether you can put up this code, right? So this will basically create a cat by spawning an egg in order to do that. Okay, so now we have this coordinate system, all right? And just so that you know, if you use your, if you change your coordinates in Y, okay, you go up and down, as you can see here. Okay, if it's X, then it's basically east and west, or Z in south, as south and north, right? But basically, up and down movement, you want to change your Y coordinates between whether you're using X, Y, X or Z, all right? That's really relative to where you are, okay? So you need to check your positioning. Okay, we want to actually make sure that we have a world coordinates showing up. So in your settings, okay, go into your settings now and change or make sure that you have the show coordinates activated in the world settings, in the world options. Okay, so under your settings, if you see that there's a game at the very top of a world, there's a game area. So make sure you're in the game and then change your world settings, world options to show coordinates. Right. Then we have two terms here, absolute position and relative position. Okay, absolute is anywhere or any particular specific spot, okay, in the entire map. All right, so 0, 0, 0, x0, y0, z0 would be directly in the middle of the entire world. All right, whereas a relative position would mean where you are, okay, based from where you are, okay, from your position, right? So a squiggly mark, the approximation sign, okay, in front of the 0 tells us it is a relative positioning, right? So if you're placing a block using this relative positioning coordinate, you can place it right in front of you, right? Or right behind you, or right above you, okay? So your orientation would be from your position. Okay, and here is how we can use the teleport command, right, to teleport to go to a particular position in the world, right? So X, Y, Z is the order that we read it in, right? So put in the correct coordinates that you need. And because you have used the show coordinates in your world option, you will be able to see your coordinates in your game at any one point of time. Okay, so what you're going to try to do is task 1 to teleport 100 blocks up in the air. Okay, how can you get yourself exactly 100 blocks up in the air? And task 2 is to teleport to a desert, okay, in your own world. Okay, see whether you can find what we would term as a desert. All right, basically, you know, just find sand. All right, is what you're trying to do here. All right, just find sand, right? But see whether you can figure out your coordinates for that. Everyone's coordinates would be different because you're generating a world, you know, your own app will be generating its own world. So you're not going to have the same coordinates as everyone else. Okay, so we'll try this. Maybe it will take a bit of time until about 11 or so, okay? And see whether we can we can do these two things here. Question about how do you go into settings? You have to tap the pause button at the top of your screen in order to go into your settings. Okay, let me bring up my window. Okay, so here's my Minecraft. All right, you should be seeing my Minecraft now. And let me go into my world. Okay, and let me use my world and let me play. Okay, so I'm using a mouse on my iPad so that you can see where my right finger might be clicking on. Right, so let me get my chat settings. So you may have to tap on the screen if your keyboard is not showing up. So at the top, okay, the very top here, you can see that there's the very top. You can see the pause button. You can from that, and then let's not go to open up my world wallets. Okay, I got my work preferences. Okay. Okay, and you have to scroll until you see world options and the show coordinates button over here. I want to turn it on. Oops. Right, so you can see that there are other options about, fire spreading or TNT exploding, things like that. Right, so let me get out of settings and go back to resume game. Okay, so the top left-hand corner, you can see the position I'm in. You also see agent position, right? Agent, you will notice that you have, where's my agent? My agent is the guy who actually helped me build code as well, right? So it's actually just like kind of like a robot to help me build things. He will build on my behalf, okay? But his position is I can't really see him right now. So let me double tap and fly, and then start to look down. Okay. Where exactly is he? Okay, so actually I don't even see him right now. You could actually teleport him to be at your spot. Okay, let me double tap my flying mode so I can come down. Okay, so if I go into my code block area, okay, I'm just going to create a name. Okay, so you can actually see there's actually a code block just for agent teleport player. So you can even just use this just to put it in the code here on start, get your agent to come to you, right? And I press run button. Okay. And there he is. There's this very long name for the agent name. Where is the agent himself? The agent himself is, where is he? Let me move back. Oh, there he is. Okay. He's blocking my way. Okay, so now let me turn around. so that you can see him. There he is. Okay. Right. So he's right there. So I just teleported him directly towards me. Okay. So I'm going back to tap on the top right. Okay. Okay, so you can see actually here's the block for actually getting the coordinates. You can actually see where all the coordinates are as well, right? So you can use these blocks to get your relative positioning or your world positioning. Okay, but otherwise in your player, the teleport to is actually has those world relative positioning blocks inside it already. Okay, but basically these blocks here, this greenish color came from this block, these blocks that were here, right? So some of your blocks already have other blocks inside of them, right? Okay, let me exit out. All right, so hopefully you've been able to go up into the air. You've been able to find a desert. So great. Okay, how did you teleport 100 blocks up in the air? Okay, by the way. Okay, and also there are biomes, all right, that you can use, all right, in MakeCode. You can actually select these worlds on their own, all right, instead of creating a brand new world from scratch. You can actually have chosen a biome just of the desert if you wanted to, all right. So do play around with that. You could also yeah, so this is the link, right? View library, starter worlds, and biomes is where you can go to if you want to create a specific biome there. Okay, let's try the making a trail of blocks. All right, so this one is actually quite straightforward. Okay, in the player toolbox, right, if you can drag on the on player walk block, right? So notice this block that you're selecting is actually what we call an event handler, right? It is a block that will say that if you're doing an event, if there's a particular event that happens, in this case, when your player is walking, you will then be able to put code inside there so that you can direct it to do something specific. Okay. So if you place the blocks, the green blocks, the blocks inside the on player walk, you will be able to place this particular one that you can choose. You can choose any other kind of blocks by clicking, pressing on the triangle, right? And you can put it relative to wherever you're walking, right? Because you're using the relative positioning in this code here, right? And you'll be able to create a trail, right? Wherever you go. Yep. So it will create grass basically, right? And of course, you can imagine what other things you could place, right? What other kind of blocks you could place. You can just try that out. Okay. Let me go through. I'm not going to ask you to try this out for 10 minutes, all right? But basically, this is what it can look like, right? You can just walk around and then you can leave a trail of flowers, for example, all right? That's because you choose the block that represents flowers, right? And then wherever you walk, you will see it. That's what you place behind you. Okay, I will just put this up here, right, for you to see, right? This is an example of the flower code, right? You can try this out. You can try different flowers. You can try other things, all right, and see how it works. One thing to note though, notice that instead of for the daisies, we're using 0, 0, 0. But notice that for this flower, the yellow flower, the X position is different, okay? Is 1, positive 1, and the Y position is -1. Okay, everything else is the same, 0. Okay, so there's a change in the yellow flower. Okay, for the X position is a positive number, and the negative is for the red one is a negative X value. Okay, so because this is relative positioning to where you are, okay, when you start walking, take note, okay, how is the flower placed? Where is it in front? Where is it in the back? Which flower is in the front? Which flower is in the back? Or is it the side of you? Okay, because the X and Y positioning coordinates can get tricky to remember exactly where it is. Okay, so most of the time, actually, for me, I would just try it out and then just see how exactly it looks. Is it to the left or to the front of me? Things like that. Okay, so you can do it that way as well. Okay, let's go and try creating our blocks. Okay, so here is more into our coding. All right, let's spawn, okay, basically build 100 or 1,000 blocks. Okay, let's spawn 1,000 blocks. Also, we're going to be making a staircase, right? So in your code editor, again, you're going to be having a new chat command, right? And this chat command is specifically going to allow you to type in 1,000 blocks in the chat field and run the code. Okay, so this will be what we do most of the time. Okay, using the chat command event handler on chat command event handler to create our to run our code, right? So notice that we've got a green block here, which is basically your blocks block, right? And it says it has instructions to fill it with a particular element or a particular Minecraft block, and then the starting point from where to the ending point, okay, to where. These are relative positions, okay? So 1 positive 1 1 1, okay, as well as positive 10 10 10 is where it will end at. All right, so from 1 to 10, right, we're going to go changing the X, Y, and Z values, okay, by these amounts. Okay, notice that we are using the replace, okay, method, or the replace option here that you see. Okay, so try this out, and when it runs, okay, make sure you press the play button, let it run, and then you should be able to see it. Okay, all right, so everyone can get that working. Anybody have any problems with the code, running the code? Right, if you wanted to, you could have you could also try the other kind of parameters to replace instead of replacing, you can try the other options there and seeing what actually happens when you run the command. Okay, so remember that when we are running our commands, okay, if you've got the code already done, so if you see my code, right, I already have the code blocks over here. And then when I press the play button, press the play button here, it will bring me out over here into the main menu, the game world. Okay, and if I press the chat button, the top left or the top area here, press the chat and type in the chat command. So 1,000 blocks is what I assigned it to. 1,000 blocks. Yeah, so it kind of lags on mine when I try to run this at the same time. So maybe I should avoid doing that. Okay, but I don't see anybody giving me any problems, updates. So I think it's okay. I hope it's okay for you that you could see the blocks appearing. Let me just try one more time. Never mind. Okay, I think I have issues with lag when I try to do this. Okay. Okay, of course, you can always change the blocks, okay, to other kinds of blocks to see what kind of things you can make. If you notice in the screenshot here, you could even have filled it up with TNT, right? Which would activate and explode. Okay. Okay. One last section that we have that we wanted you I want you to go through, okay, is basically to use the agent, all right? And really the agent is actually your builder, okay? Basically, whatever we've been doing before, we have actually been building like out of magic, out of thin air, right? But if you use an agent, you will actually see him actually going and actually building the stuff. So kind of think of him like a cursor, okay? So that you can see exactly where things are happening, right? But we give him a little personality, call him the agent, okay? So we can interact with him, okay, by using the agent block, right? So go ahead and look for him, agent. And get him to destroy something that's right in front of him, okay? So depending on which direction the agent is facing, okay, and of course you could tell him exactly where to face, right, in your code as well, okay? But this particular block or this particular code would just make him go forward from from the direction that he's facing at and start to destroy, okay, as he moves forward. Of course, you can see that you could also choose another step going forward. Maybe you can destroy what other options you have, right, by tapping on there.
Is it possible to use lava?
So you can destroy. Is it possible to use lava in why? Well, first of all, you should try it out and see, because it's really easy to just experiment with it. Okay. But the second thing is, what are you saying? Lava as in to create lava, to destroy lava, to what exactly do you want to do with the lava, or to fill something up with lava?
I'm trying to create a lot of lava.
Yeah, right. So because what you're doing in what we are able to do is create blocks, right? And we can basically spawn the blocks anywhere we want it to in the code, right? So lava is a block. So any kind of blocks that you have, you're able to work on it in the code, right? You can use the code to affect whatever you need to on a block, which includes lava. Which incidentally is also air. Okay, air is also considered a block. So if you want to create a space which is supposed to be containing air, basically you would use the air block in order to create that so-called invisible air. Okay, so one thing that we can do is also have that chat command so that you can get the agent to teleport to yourself, the player, which I had done earlier on, just to find out where he was. Okay, so you can easily put this as a chat command. So you'll notice that you can actually have specific commands, right, for whatever code that you want to run. So you'll notice that there is another additional code here that we're adding on with the destroy chat command, right? Not only is he going to destroy whatever he's facing, but the agent is also going to collect that item and therefore return it into your inventory. Okay, so in this case, he's sort of like basically chopping trees and collecting wood for you. If you were going to be destroying a tree, if you were asking him to move forward towards a tree, then whatever you're collecting is, the wood material. Okay, I'm gonna try out another way of using the code here. Okay, I'm gonna see whether I can just right. Okay, I'm just gonna do this way. All right, so let me see. You can see my screen recording. Okay, and actually it's probably going to be smoother this way. So I play, I move around, and I do my chat, and I type in 1,000 blocks. Return. Okay. And okay, I get this huge block. Okay. All right, so it works. Okay, so I should actually just be doing it this way. You can see there's no lag now. All right. So basically, what we were saying is that when we are inside our code, okay, make sure that the code is correct. Whatever the code is supposed to be is correct, but then you also press the play button, and when you tap on the play button, it will have all the code that's being run that you put in the workspace, okay, to be available. And then in order to activate it, so if I paste over here and I tap on my chat button, okay, this is where I would chat on my block here. 1,000 blocks. And then I can press the return button here, or I could just press this button, okay, that executes the command. Okay. And then you can see actually it put it right, actually more like behind me. Okay. So let me fly up in the air. And actually, I kind of like joined up the two. I've joined up the two blocks here. Okay, so now I get this massive structure that has been joined up. I can just sit on top of it like that. Okay. All right. Okay, what else can we do? Okay. All right. So we've got this next set here. Okay. So to build with the agent, all right, we can actually get the agent to have a certain item to build with. All right. So we will need to make sure that the agent has its own inventory that it can use. Okay, and we need to put the stuff that we needed to build inside the agent's inventory. Okay, so you want to tap on the agent to open its own inventory and move some blocks, okay, from yours to the agent. So notice that my agent's name has the word agent at the end. Okay, that's my username and agent. Okay, then inventory is your own inventory. Okay, so you have to make sure that you move it into there. Okay, and then you want to be able to use the agent place on move block, okay, inside the chat command place, right? And it says on chat command place, agent place on move is true, right? That means it is you are activating this as a true command, right? That it will place it when he moves, when the agent itself moves, right? And you can use the agent forward by 3 blocks. Okay, move the agent forward by 3 blocks. Right, so you can see over here on chat command move, agent move forward by 3. Okay, and that will allow you to specify, okay, how far you want him to move by. Okay. All right, so try that out. Set the place on move to true, and tell the agent to move forward. All right, and okay, so okay, so we're just trying on agent destroy forward, agent destroy forward, and we have the agent collect all. All right, so I'm just getting the agent to teleport when I type in come and destroy when I type in destroy. Okay, so maybe also let's check the day setting. Let's get the chat command to have the time to be day. Okay, let's get our agent to come towards us and come. Okay, so the agent is sort of like, oh, what am I doing? I fell off my ledge. Okay. So let me just do it over here then. Okay. Come. Okay, so if I look around, my agent is actually right behind me. Okay, maybe let me move myself out of the way so he's facing this way. Okay, he's now, I'm now behind my agent. And now, if I tap in destroy, okay, so he just destroyed whatever that was right in front of him. Okay, but that means if I were to move, okay, somewhere like here, or let me get myself to a tree, right, which I can see over here. So I'm just flying myself at this part here and dropping myself down. Double tap to stop flying. Okay, and move myself into position. Here's the tree. Okay, let me get my agent to be here with me. So let me teleport him now. Come, run it, and let me move out the way. Okay. Oh, but then he's not really facing the right way. Let's just check. How does he do this? If I do destroy, okay, and run it. Okay, yeah, he really needs to be facing exactly in front of me. Okay, so I may need to get my positioning correct. Let's try to get him to come again. Come, turn. Okay, so he's kind of like facing. Okay, let me see if I don't face the tree and I get him to come. Okay, he is actually kind of like looking to the left. Okay, so let's see, maybe I will. Okay, let me break up this plant here. Okay, so my tree is on my left. So if I get him to come now, okay, and I move myself there. Now he's facing this direction. And now let me get him to destroy. Okay, there. So remember, he needs to face in the correct direction. And then he can destroy whatever's in front of him. Okay. So the question is, would there be a better way so that you can make sure that he faces the correct direction, right? So think about whether there is something over here. Okay. So maybe there could be another action that you want to use, maybe to place him in a specific spot. Okay, or you just basically have to kind of like understand how he's going to appear towards you when he comes to you and then get him in the right position. Okay, so it's a bit of, it could be a bit of trial and error. I mean, the way I'm doing it now is more of just, figuring out the best way. I mean, I need to position myself first because I know exactly how he's coming towards me, right? So you may need to try to figure something out like that as well. All right. Let me see, where were we at? Okay. All right, so we tried using the agent here. Okay, so the other agent blocks, right, as I was saying, you could actually try to use some other blocks. And what do they do? Okay, so we can see that when we use the agent on place on move, okay, and we use the false, okay, parameter, we will tell him to stop placing blocks when he moves. Okay, if we use the set active slot to 1, okay, because the slots are numbered from left to right, okay, so we can tell the agent which block to use, right? We can set which block we want exactly. We could also give the agent more blocks, right, with this one here, or we could just drop things to the ground, right, by changing the agent drop parameter to forward from slot 1 to amount 1, right? So in other words, we are telling the number of things that are inside the slot, okay, of the inventory, okay, is how much he's holding. So if we reduce that number, then basically he's just going to take it out of his inventory and therefore drop it to the ground, right? So you could try out these blocks as well. Okay, so if you look at the slides, there's a long code here, but actually what you're trying to do here is just make this road. You can notice that this road is made up of blocks, okay, of 3 different types of blocks, okay, and there are a certain pattern that's being followed, right? And all of these codes are being used to create this simple road, okay, to automate the entire building, right? Notice in this part here, we use the world coordinates, right? So anytime you see the world coordinates, you could just simply replace it with your relative coordinates, okay, so that you can be building it from where your agent is. When you teleport your agent, right, then you can start building it from where he is at, from your position, okay? Because these world coordinates will, you know, be different, right, for you. There is a repeat block here, and a repeat block, you can notice, is a dark green color. So basically it will repeat these actions for you, before it moves on to the next section over here. All right, so this is just an example for you to see. We will get into using the loops. In the meantime, you know, just go ahead and try your own structure with your own code, right? You can refer, or I'll leave this screen up here. Okay, basically some of the other codes blocks that we can use as well.